after a 5-3 win at home today against Musselburgh and through to the next round of the cup. You must be delighted they were actually through to the next round.
I'm delighted with the second half. I think it's all about being realistic and saying, looking at the game as a whole to say, right, okay, we're happy with getting through, and I could stand here and say, oh, we're in the next round, but I need to address the goals that we conceded. They're similar goals to that we do concede, and I don't want it to become a thing. We've got to work on it, keep working on it. Boys have got to take real ownership in there. But to answer your question, yes, I'm delighted to get through, but I want progress, I want to improve, and that's obviously a big element of our game that we need to improve on.
Good for yourself that, thinking back, there's a few times we've ended up in that situation. We were a few goals down at half time, maybe conceding the 3 goals, but we've always got that grit and determination. We do usually come back from these situations. Is that important for yourself as a team?
I said to them in there, I said, I knew you would get chances and score goals. Then obviously Roscoe missed the penalty, and you're thinking goalkeepers, and then Sinky had a really good chance. And then we get the goals after that, but we can just make it easier for ourselves. But I don't really, I wouldn't come down on our guys about scoring goals, because they've got that in them. They always create their quality at doing that. It's just about finding the balance sometimes. And listen, credit to Musselburgh as well. They were a good football side. We don't normally come up against a team that really want to try and play. So real credit to them, and it asked us different questions, which was great. It was great for the team to have those questions asked rather than maybe long balls, or so it was quite sharp players and they were moving the ball quickly. So from a learning perspective, it was good for us. So we can take something from that game. Yeah.
You changed the shape at half time and you brought Dom over to the right hand side, who I thought played really well in the second half. What was your thinking going into that?
Our thinking was really not to overcomplicate it too much, but go a kind of offshoot. I just felt in the wider areas they kept switching the ball. So number one, we weren't pressing the ball well enough. Number two, we weren't getting out and shifting across as a back 3 and a back 5. So I changed it into a shape where it put us in that position more naturally. The only one that we gave away was their left back, but I'd asked Dom in possession, unless he can really go and put a challenge into number 3 in possession, to go and play more like a wing back and leave the kind of the back 4 as a back 3, if you like, with Lewis, Rafi and Jack. And I think it worked quite well actually. Exposed us a wee bit at times, but not as much as the 3-5-2.
The second goal was another great team goal. Maybe the timing of the goal didn't appreciate it as much, but looking back, that's 2 weeks in a row we've scored 2 great team goals, and yourself saying during the week, as a team, we can score these kind of goals. How impressive is it for yourself to watch those goals?
They impress me all the time with that stuff. Some of their play training on Tuesday night, honestly, from a purely football perspective, to watch it and to coach it, joy, absolute joy. You're coming away for that. I'm driving home late at night thinking, what a bunch of boys to go and produce that quality in training. You don't always get that, and that reaps the rewards, because I want them to play, I want them to go and express themselves, I want them to pass the ball, because that's ultimately, if anybody's come down to the game, they want to see a good team, playing good football. But we need to get the balance, and I felt last week we got the balance right. Today, at times in the second half, we really did. We were solid, and the boys were disappointed with themselves. I knew, I had a feeling deep down that we'd go on, and if we could get that 4th goal, we could go and be comfortable in the game.
Like you just mentioned, David Whitners, that's 6 goals in 3 games for him since he's came back from his injury. How important is it, especially at his age, to keep going to those goals, getting those goals?
I spoke to him yesterday, Thursday rather, and just kind of finding out about how his fitness level, how he's feeling. But he keeps himself fit, he's trim, he doesn't look the age, other than his hair, that he is. But Davey's a big part of what we're doing here, and Davey is an influencer in that dressing room. He's a good influence to the guys, because he's really positive with what the communication that he gives to the players, and that's invaluable. And that, for a coach's perspective, to pass my messages onto the park is key. And I'm delighted for him to get the goals that he's been getting, because at the start of the season he wasn't scoring. But that's what strikers, that's what happens with strikers. You best strikers in the world go through stages like that. So it's about keep plugging away, getting better, focusing on the next game, taking what we're going to take from this game, and moving forward.
Good luck today, Gaffer.
Cheers.